Our invocation this morning is from the song Name by the Goo Goo Dolls. Scars are souvenirs you never lose. The past is never far. Did you lose yourself somewhere out there? Did you get to be a star? And ain't it sad to know that life is more than who we are? We grew up way too fast, and now there's nothing to believe. And reruns all become our history. And now we're grown-up orphans who never knew their names. We don't belong to no one, and that's a shame. But you could hide beside me for a little while. Ahu.
Good morning. My name is Kelly Watts, and good morning. Hi. Happy Maybon, everybody. I am a member of various committees and groups here at Emerson, and would like to welcome all of you today, especially to today's visitors, both here in person and online. Unitarian Universalism is unambiguously, unapologetically progressive. This congregation affirms the inherent worth and dignity of all people through anti-racism, anti-oppression, supporting the LGBTQIA community, working for reproductive justice, voting rights, and other issues as the world calls us to side with love. We seek to build beloved community, not only here, but in our surrounding area. And we bring a spirit of joy to it all. It is so good to be together this morning. Each Sunday, we pause to light our chalice as a symbol of Unitarian Universalism and our commitment to be a beacon of love in the world. This morning, our chalice will be lit by Henry Ramos Yilmaz. Come on up, Henry. Today we are celebrating the balance of Mabon, equal hours of light and darkness. For all that is bad, there is good. For despair, there is hope. For the moments of pain, there are moments of love. For all that falls, there is the chance to rise again. May we find balance in our lives as we find it in our hearts. Thank you, Henry. And now, in the spirit of love and the beloved community, let's greet and welcome each other to this new day as we share our congregational affirmation. We need not think alike to love alike. Now, in the spirit of love and the beloved community, let's greet and welcome each other to this new day.
Today is the autumn equinox, called Mabon by many pagans, and it's also known as the pagan Thanksgiving. Mabon marks the time when day and night are equal, making it a day of balance, equality, and harmony. As we feel the first signs of the weather turning, we start to resonate with the feeling that change is in the air and fall is coming. In ancient times, this was a celebration of the second harvest where farmers gathered hearty foods like gourds, pumpkins, grapes, and apples. The first American Thanksgiving was on October 3rd, closer to the fall equinox than our modern-day Thanksgiving at the end of November, when there isn't much left to harvest. In the 1700s, Bavarians began to celebrate Oktoberfest during the last week of September. Modern pagans started celebrating Mabon as the last of the 8 Sabbats in the 1970s, but its roots as a harvest festival go back to ancient times. Named after the ancient Welsh hero Mabon ap Modron, which means son of mother, Mabon is the second of 3 harvest festivals that take place in the wheel of the year. Lunasa is the first, and Samhain is the third. Similar to the Greek god Apollo, the figure of Mabon was depicted as a handsome youth with a lyre. As a baby, Mabon was said to have been held hostage in the underworld, similar to the story of Persephone and Demeter. The Greek goddess Demeter is also closely associated with the autumn harvest, as it was her grief at losing her daughter that turned the earth from lush abundance to barren cold. As the wheel of the year comes to an end, Mabon is a time to give thanks for the abundance of Mother Earth, both literally and spiritually. It's also a good time to reflect on recognizing your successes and letting go of the things that did not serve you during the past 12 months. The energy of the decreasing sunlight makes it a good time to set intentions that involve decrease and reduction, such as ending bad relationships, unhealthy habits, or self-destructive beliefs. So during our ritual today, we will seek balance by acknowledging the positive aspects of negative situations. Sometimes acknowledging the positive in a hurtful situation will help you forgive and release old hurts in order to heal. As part of the ritual, you will reflect on a situation from the past that caused resentment or hurt that still affects you. You will have the opportunity to write a benefit from a negative situation on the index card to keep, and you can write what you wish to be dissolved away and cleansed on water-soluble paper. Please rise and body your voice as we join together in song as we sing from the Gray Hymnal, number 389, Gathered Here.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Bruce King, music coordinator here at Emerson. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So this morning we are going to sing in a round, Gathered Here. There's only one verse. So we're all going to sing together twice through. Then we're going to divide center aisle, number 1, number 2s. When it's your time to sing the round, you'll sing through it twice. Ones are going to finish first, and we end on Spirit Draw Near. So just keep repeating Spirit Draw Near over and over. They're going to join you with the last line, and we're all going to say Spirit Draw Near over and over. I'll tell you when to stop. But really try to use this song to center yourself, feel the beat. John's going to give us a great beat to start with, and really try and get entrained into the song. We have hymn singers who are going to help us.
Of the
It's hard to tell when you're standing here if you just have a loud voice or if the mic is on. So you can recreate this at home if you're watching online with a bowl of water and stones of your own. We begin by placing 3 stones in honor of the Cherokee and Muskogee nations of indigenous peoples who lived here before us. We place another stone for those wrongly enslaved here who labored on this land. And the last stone we offer for all of those hurting in current conflicts across our globe. We have many to hold dear. Within our community, we share. Trent Barron has shared with us that Riley and I are thrilled to formally announce our engagement. Yay! Special thanks to Daniela for starting this whole relationship by pointing out that we seemed an awful lot like we were on a date before it ever occurred to either of us. Great skills of observation, Daniela. And Bruce has shared that musicians of Emerson are so grateful for Keith and Dianne and all of the AV team for making us sound good. Thank you so much, everybody. And we have one final stone to place for any concerns that may be held silently in our hearts. You are invited to say out loud or type in the chat whoever you are holding in your heart today. In thankful awareness, let us say the Buddhist prayer of loving kindness. Please read the words with me that are printed in the order of service. May we all be filled with loving kindness. May we all be free from harm and suffering. May we all be well in body, heart, and mind. May we all be at peace. Blessed be.
Good morning. I'm Mary Miller, and I'm on the Social Justice Leadership Team. The Cobb County Democracy Center is our September partner organization for Share the Basket. The Cobb County Democracy Center is a nonpartisan, nonprofit, local resource that provides year-round civic engagement activities. Today, we are honored to welcome Dr. Monica Wills Brown, their chief organizer. Dr. Brown has served as a secondary teacher, a district coordinator of federal programs, a governing charter school board member, and executive director for a charter school. She works as a researcher, and she has published articles and a book chapter in the area of school finance policy, state-level budgeting systems, and culturally responsive leadership practices and preparations. I have the honor of working with Dr. Brown on various projects. She has an amazing gift as a motivator, and she is a true lover of people. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you. It's good to feel like I'm growing friends and family here. And we really appreciate what you all have done for us in the past. But I'm going to encourage you all to everybody pull out your phone. This is a little different than before. But I encourage everybody to pull out your phone, and there's a reason I'm asking you to do this. I would like for you to go to mvp.sos.ga.gov. I was in a meeting last week. There have been several changes. We've had, 26 new rules proposed by the state election board that have, that's going to be a challenge for many of us. We'll see what happens on October the 1st, but I'm going to encourage everybody to go to mvp.sos.ga.gov. There are two things that have happened since the last time we met and now. I think last year we talked about the redistricting, but many of you are in areas, especially, it doesn't matter where you are. If you're in Cobb County, Fulton County, it doesn't matter, Gwinnett County. Most of us have, 75% of Georgians have a new congressional representative. How many did you know that? How many knew that? I mean, y'all have some definite social justice warriors in here, and my friends, Pax and Sally Riddle and Ann Mason. So in addition to the work that Mary and I do together. But if you check to see your activity, whether you're active or inactive, if you are active, check to see if your polling location is the same. I think I talked to a couple of you last time and your locations had changed and you didn't know that they had changed. And if you did not vote in the May primary, you want to make sure that your activity, that you're active. So if you go to mvp.sos.ga.gov, also make sure that the address that you have on your voting registration card matches your ID. And I'm saying this to you because I want you to encourage everybody that you come in contact to do the same exercise. It is critical. There are two things. We're trying to be proactive because we are in a struggle for fighting for power right about now in the state of Georgia. And we want to make sure that everyone's vote is counted. That's the least that we can do. So I would encourage you, because you all are very committed to social justice and action, and please encourage your friends, families, and neighbors to take this exercise to ensure, it doesn't matter what your political stance is, our job is to make sure that everybody has the right to vote, and our vote must be protected. I knew I wanted to talk about the Democracy Center, but I really think that this is more critical because it's fisticuff season, people. And this is what, I mean, I'm serious, and this is really what's going down. So, and I also want to invite you, and I will send this invitation to your Social Action Committee. There is another church down the street that my husband pastors, is Fortified City Christian Church. We're going to have a block party. And what we're going to do is we're going to do it during the times of early voting, during the Saturday and Sunday, so that we want to encourage Sunday voting, because some of you in here have fought really hard to make sure that we vote on Sunday. And what we're going to do is we're going to have this block party, and we're just going to take people to the early voting location that's on Sandy Plains, because that's only, maybe 4 or 5 miles away from here. So this is what we're going to do. So we have to do everything that we can to encourage people to vote early. If you have children who are in college, please get them to get those absentee requests in early if they can't come to the poll. If they can vote early in person, that's even better. But if they can't, please make sure that they go ahead and get those absentee requests in, because the mail is slow. So I'm going to have additional postcards for you. And I know many of you thank you all for the work that you have done. And I just tell you, in the spirit of democracy, when we all come together, we rise. But when we don't come together, we fall. And so we are the United States of America, and I thank you for your time.
Unitarian Universalism is a faith often referred to as one of deeds, not creeds. How we show up in the world is how we live our faith. One way we seek to do this is by partnering. Mary, did you already read all of this? Did you read all of this, Mary? Okay. I was like, this is sounding familiar. So during the month of September, we are working with Cobb County Democracy Center, a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization here in our own community that helps citizens, leaders, and community members navigate state and local government, engage with elected officials, government agencies, public commissions, and boards to address issues such as affordable housing, redistricting, voting rights protection, access to medical and mental health care, access to reproductive health care, public safety, access to quality education, and issues surrounding food insecurity. And of course, as we head into this election, they help people to register and encourage folks to get out and vote. For those in the sanctuary, as the basket is passed, please feel free to offer a donation or see in your order of service other ways to give. For those online, go to emersonuu.org, select the Giving tab to donate. All donations, unless otherwise specified, are shared equally between Emerson and our partner organizations.
Good morning. Am I on? Am I on? There I am. Good morning. So, can I have the young and the young at heart come sit up right in here? We have a story, and I have some helpers who are going to come take a seat up here. Right there. There you go. Good. Yep. Wow, today's a special day with a special story. All right, and I'm going to tell you, Mr. Michael, first of all, I was feeling brave for several things. This is more leg than I ever show in church, number one. Number two, the costume is a costume. But number three, we're going to do a little experiment with our story today. We are going to do some improvisational theater. So this should be interesting. All right, so let me introduce you to the cast of characters. This is Zeus, represented by his lightning bolt. This is Persephone. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, this is Demeter, sorry. Represented by flowers, because she is the mother of all the earth. This is Persephone, represented by a pomegranate, the trickster of the story. This would be Hermes, the messengers of the gods. This would be our nymph, and a nymph is a nature goddess. Ooh. This would be Hades. Ooh. Although, can I ask a favor? Can you come sit on the floor over here? Because we need that chair for one more thing. Yeah, come sit right down here. Thank you. All right, so let's get on with our story today. All right, the Greek goddess Persephone was a child of Demeter, and the goddess of earth, fertility, and harvest, and Zeus, the king of all the Olympians. Demeter was the most nurturing of goddesses, and in turn was the most nurturing of mothers. She cared deeply for her daughter Persephone as she did for the earth. Persephone lived a happy, fruitful childhood, playing with the other Olympian children and spending time in the gardens of Olympus. On one occasion, however, as Persephone was picking the flowers, Narcissus, with a group of her favorite flora nymphs, the earth suddenly opened up. One of the deep, dark blackness, Hades emerged. Ooh. From his place in the underworld, he had seen Persephone's innocent beauty grow to radiance. He desperately wanted her to be his queen of the underworld. So one day he approached Zeus, asking for permission. There we go. To take Persephone as his queen. With little concern for how Demeter would respond to such a request, Zeus agreed. And Hades was given consent. Now, Hades, okay, you can sit down, Hades. Now, Hades, at the sight of Persephone's natural and rich beauty, took hold of her and carried her gently down with him to the underworld. Persephone cried out for her dear mother. Didn't wave, she cried out, yeah. Demeter, but to no avail. Now in the underworld, Persephone was under Hades' control. Demeter approached the gardens where Persephone usually played with the nymphs, but could no longer find her daughter anywhere. She found one particular nymph in a grove, usually putting morning glory. Demeter, go see her. But instead, she was sobbing. The flowers lay strewn along the lush grass. Demeter gently asked her where Persephone was. The nymph in anguish would not answer. Stricken with grief, Demeter scoured the earth, searching for her daughter, her immense sorrow caused the earth to grow dark, cold, and barren. The once lush meadows yellowed, the trees curled and furrowed, and the rain stopped. Having searched the entire living land, Demeter finally contacted Zeus. He informed her of Persephone's marriage to Hades in the underworld. Demeter flew into a motherly rage. Show me rage. She demanded Zeus return Persephone to her care. But Zeus refused. Demeter left Olympus and watched as the earth began to decay without her nature. She sought to punish Zeus for betraying her and their daughter. The now yellow meadows blackened and decomposed into dust. The trees began to shrink into the hard dirt, and the rivers shriveled up, and the lakes froze. Zeus had no other choice but to agree to Demeter's demands. He told Hermes, the messenger, to bring Persephone back up to Demeter's care. In the underworld, Persephone had grown to love Hades, who treated her with compassion and loved her as his queen. As she would have up in Olympus, she remained eternally beautiful in the underworld. Hades admired her kind and nurturing nature. However, Persephone missed her dear mother greatly and wished to spend time on earth with her. When Hermes reached the underworld, he requested Persephone come back to earth with him to rejoin her mother and father. Hades knew he could not refuse the commands of Zeus, but also could not part from his beloved Persephone. Before she departed from the underworld, Hades offered Persephone a pomegranate as a farewell. This was, however, a cunning move by Hades. All the Olympians knew that if anyone ate or drank anything in the underworld, they would be destined to remain there for eternity, as the fates had cautioned. Even Demeter had warned Persephone of this fate and instructed her never to eat or drink anything. Thinking of her mother, Persephone decided to instead eat the small seeds of the pomegranate, assuming that these would not count as consumption. Little did Persephone know that this was exactly why Hades had given her the pomegranate. After eating 6, she ate how many? 6 of the seeds. That's an important part of our story. Persephone was approached by the Fates, who told her she would forever remain in the underworld as Hades' queen. Hermes sadly went back up to Zeus and Demeter, who anxiously sat awaiting her daughter's return. Upon the sight of Hermes alone, Demeter spiraled into a fit of immense grief and sobbing. She knew what Hades must have done to keep Persephone there. However, Zeus, being the mighty king of all kings, show us your might there, could not allow his beloved land to become decayed and barren, and so he met with Hades himself with the help of Hermes. The infamous deal was struck. Because Hades had deceivingly tricked the young Persephone into eating the pomegranate, he was commanded to allow Persephone to visit her poor mother above his domain. In return, Zeus promised a binding deal that allowed Hades to have Persephone for a month for each seed she had eaten. And how many? 6. Thus, for half of each year, Persephone was to sit on the throne of the underworld beside Hades. And during Persephone's 6 months on earth, reunited with her mother, the land was fertile. Promised binding deal that allowed Hades to have Persephone a month for each seed he'd eaten. Thus, for half of each year, Persephone was to sit on the throne of the underworld beside Hades. During Persephone's 6 months on earth, reunited with her mother, the land was fertile, beautiful, and warm. The meadows were lush, and you guys can sit down, were lush and deep and green. The trees were tall, sturdy, and fruitful. The rains came often, and drought was unseen. However, When Persephone left the land and entered Hades' domain, Earth experienced a cold, dark period with no growth. Demeter grieved for her daughter and had little time to nurture the land. Thus, according to Greek mythology, the seasons were created. The autumn and winter months were when Persephone sat on the throne of the underworld beside Hades, and the spring and summer months were when Persephone was reunited with her dear mother Demeter. And the end. All right, give our actors a great hand. Take a bow, guys, you did great. All right, so question. Why, you can sit back down for a second, why would we have stories like that? Why did people back then tell a story to explain things like that? Yeah, they wanted to know what was happening. Stories can help us connect with a higher power and help us try to understand things that we don't necessarily always understand. And so this is a great example of that. All right? Okay, shall we sing our song of dedication? Yeah.
Good morning. I'm Dianne Kiser. I facilitate the pagan group. I'm also in the Emerson Musicians, and I'm on the AV team. And I will be leading your meditation today. So relax and let yourself settle into comfort. Ease yourself into that place where your body is relaxed, your mind is clear, and your spirit is ready. Breathe in and receive. Breathe out and give. This is our mantra: to find harmony, to find balance. So breathe in fully now, imagining that what you're receiving fills you completely in your mind, body, and soul. And then breathe out all the way to the end of your exhale, giving yourself to the world. Breathe in and receive. Breathe out and give. Imagine that with every breath in, the air fills every part of you that needs replenishing, that craves wholeness, that desires more. Imagine that with every breath out, you're releasing a bit of yourself, giving to the world around you, feeling the harmony of this beautiful cycle. Breathe in and receive. Breathe out and give. Rest in the harmony here. Find peace in the equilibrium. You deserve to receive. You deserve to give. You are whole and beautiful. Namaste. So now we're going to do a ritual to celebrate and recognize the balance in our community and the world. We'll begin by calling the 7 directions. Please stand as you're willing and able and face each direction as it's called. As we call the directions, please welcome the energies to our sanctuary by saying hail and welcome after each direction is called.
We call the direction the guardians of the East. Bring your fresh winds and breath of life. Come to join in our celebration. Hail and welcome.
We call the guardians of the South. You bring us health and transformation. Come to our equinox circle. Hail and welcome.
We call the guardians of the West, the land of life-giving rains and snow, and bring nourishment and cleansing powers to our circle. Hail and welcome.
North, Earth, we call the guardians of the North, the place of fertile soil and the mighty mountains. Welcome to our circle of autumn. Hail and welcome.
We call the Creator from above, Father Sky. Come to join us as we celebrate the strength of the sun in your sky. Hail and welcome.
We call you Mother Earth, that you may be with us today to accept our gifts.
Hail and welcome.
We call upon the self that is within to be present in our circle today. Give praise to the thinking being which is you. May your heart and spirit bring hope to the world, and may the world be a better place. Hail and welcome.
Now I want to take a moment to acknowledge Emerson's harvests this year. We have hardworking committees and individuals who've been working towards goals, and we want to acknowledge what we have accomplished this year. So firstly, this year, the Pagan group finally became an official CUPS chapter. CUPS is the... So CUPS is the Covenant of Unitarian Universalist Pagans, and we have chosen the name Marietta CUPS. The RE book collection has been cataloged and is now the RE Family Library, with the benefit that books can be checked out online. The pledge totals from this year are the largest that Emerson has ever received. We added a second dishwasher in the kitchen because the congregation had grown to the point that one dishwasher was no longer adequate to support our congregation. The safety committee installed curb handrails in the back parking lot. A rock garden was established at the front of the building that all Emersonians can contribute to by adding rocks from travels or other significant places. And now we would like to invite anyone in the congregation to share any other accomplishments that we missed.
I would like to say the Musicians of Emerson has started, and we look kind of official now. And Peter and I have started a youth music group this year, so that's another.
Right. Yeah.
So 2 dishwashers, 2 music groups.
All right. All right. And yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah.
We have some beautiful landscaping that has been kept up by volunteers, coordinated by Susan Ullman.
All right. All right, thank you. And that was quite a bit. All right.
And let's see if we can get our call and response slides going. We're going to do a call and response today. It's from a song by the name of The More You Give, Let Go by Yes. And you get to have the words that are in bold. So here we go. You and I can change the world.
The more we live, the more we learn, the more we know.
From this moment on, we share the world.
The more we give, the more we love, the more we grow.
The spirit of imagination can lead us through the dark.
The more we see, the more we try, the more we show.
The evidence of our confusion, life has left its mark.
The more we fear, the more we lie, the more we hide.
Next slide. As we walk into tomorrow,
Turning away from the path we know,
holding the future in our hands,
we carry the weight of the world we go.
it's up to you and I.
We hold the key, we hold the answer.
All our thoughts of doubt and fear are leaving one by one.
The more we live, the more we learn, the more we know.
For each of us, the road is clear and life has just begun.
The more we give, the more we love, the more we grow.
It's time to reach the goals we set for ourselves.
The more we fear, the more we lie, the more we hide.
All we need is just to believe in ourselves.
We face the truth, we see it clear, with no disguise.
One more. Waiting for the last slide. Cast away our doubt and sorrow.
Turning away from the past we know.
The universe at our command.
Sharing the fate of the world we grow.
Together, you and I, We hold the key to all the answers.
Let go, let go, let go.
Thank you.
It seems natural to want to understand why a natural phenomenon happens. When you know how the world works, it helps you predict what will happen in the future, and that makes you feel more secure and in control of your circumstances. The myth of Demeter and Persephone comes from a culture that did not have the science to understand that the temperate latitudes have seasons because of the Earth's tilt. So they explained it in a different way. But when you start examining this myth, you uncover many layers of meaning and interpretations. There's a lot there. But one thing that's not subtle about this myth is that it is uncomfortable. The imagery of a beautiful and innocent maiden captured and taken away to a place of death and darkness and forced against her will to be the wife of someone mysterious and unsettling is uncomfortable. That part of the story does not have a nice, neat resolution. It seems so brutal that she's forced to stay in a situation so unsavory because of the small transgression of eating a few pomegranate seeds. But that's not all there is to this story. Hades truly loved her. He treated her very well while she was in the underworld. Their marriage was apparently one of the few, if not the only, mostly monogamous relationships among the Greek gods. There are many stories of Zeus's philandering. Hades made Persephone his queen, and he gave her a lot of power. In a culture where women were viewed as property, Hades respected Persephone and deferred to her judgment about matters of the dead. So if you think about it, Persephone pretty much had it made in the underworld. Our modern day culture likes stories where it's clear who's the good guy and the bad guy and where the good guy wins. Most ancient myths are not like this, but real life isn't like that either. These myths don't just provide explanations about why things happen, they also provide the opportunity to grapple with the uncomfortable parts of the human experience. Nothing that happens to us is all good or all bad. Almost every experience we have will involve some of both. And truly happy endings with a totally satisfying resolution are rare. At this time of the balance of the seasons, we're going to consider both the positive and negative parts of experiences that we've had. We've all had hurtful experiences that we still carry with us. They may have affected our ability to trust or may have made us more cynical, for example. When we acknowledge the positive aspects of negative situations, that can help us release these hurts so we can heal. For example, the actions of a toxic boss may have led you to mistrust anyone with authority over you, but perhaps you learned skills from that job that you still benefit from. By acknowledging how you benefited, you can begin to heal the hurt you received from working in such a negative environment. You are invited to consider a hurtful situation from your past. A deeply traumatic experience would be beyond the scope of the few minutes that we're going to spend on this ritual today, so choose something accessible. You should have received an index card and a pencil when you came in this morning. The index card will not easily dissolve in water, so it symbolizes permanence. Write the positive thing you want to keep on the card. You will take this card home with you to symbolize your ownership of the positive things you received. We will now have a moment to give you the opportunity to reflect on the situation and push through the hurt and identify the benefits you received. We will now continue with our ritual. The element of water has correspondences with the autumn equinox. Water is cleansing and purifying, and it's associated with the direction of west, which is the direction of endings. Now, in the spirit of letting go, we invite you to write a hurt that you would like to release on a piece of water-soluble paper. When you're ready, please step up to one of the tables here on the sides. There are pieces of water-soluble paper, and write the thing that you're releasing on the paper, and then come and place it in the bowl of water. When you return to your seat, visualize the paper dissolving, and know the water is cleansing away the hurt you want to release. When we are finished here today, the water will be poured on the soil in the pagan garden in the back of the building. When we pour our negatives into the earth, they're grounded and neutralized as the earth takes our negativity and turns it into nourishment for our plants in the garden. And the tables of the paper cloths, they're a little bit hard to write on, so we've got some books on there that you can use to bear down on. So when you are ready, go ahead and come to either one of these tables on the side, and then bring your paper to the bowl. Looks like the paper is like every other sheet is a regular sheet of paper, like I guess to keep them from sticking together. Yeah, just leave it in there. We're now going to move on to the concluding part of the ritual. So we're going to dismiss the directions, and they will be dismissed in the reverse order that we called them in. As the direction is dismissed, the congregation will answer, "Hail and farewell." And we will start with self.
Self, we thank the self that is within for your presence and your contribution. Go if you must, stay if you will. Hail and farewell.
We thank you, Mother Earth, and are grateful for your abundance. Go if you must, stay if you will.
Hail and farewell.
We thank you, Father Sky, and for your blessings that shine down on us. Go if you must, stay if you will. Hail and farewell.
North, we thank you, guardians of the North. May our wishes grow in your fertile soil. Go if you must, stay if you will. Hail and farewell.
We thank you, guardians of the West. Your water has cleansed us, and go if you must, and stay if you will. Hail and farewell.
We thank you, guardians of the South. We hold your fire within us on this day of equal light and dark. Go if you must, stay if you will. Hail and farewell.
We thank you, guardians of the East. We bask in autumn breezes as the earth brings forth abundance. Go if you must, stay if you will. Hail and farewell.
Hi there. Just a little intro to this song. I wrote it a long time ago and didn't perform it very much because I thought it was too preachy. I guess you just needed some time to find the perfect venue. When I wrote it, I could sing it in the key that we're going to play it in. But my voice has changed over the years. And so we're going to have a treat. We're going to have Dale sing it in a much better voice and in this original key. This song is called The Sun, and I want to thank the Cubs group for selecting it as we welcome the equinox. A one, a two, a one, two.
Don't look back, you can't keep it. Leave what you've lived, you don't need it. Times are two-way tide, but life's a one-way ride, and the sun is all you need today. Don't go back, it won't be there. You'll only find your own history there. History is wise, but it hasn't any eyes for the sunlight, and you could live today. If you got the sun, you've got the gold light. Take another run on the wheel. And if today your plans don't go right, well, maybe with tomorrow's sun they will. Sun's coming up, you can make it. One more chance to you if you take it. Live like the flowers, they survive the midnight hours, and the sun begins another growing day. If you got the sun, you got the gold light. Take another turn upon the wheel. And if today your plans just don't go right, well, maybe with tomorrow's sun they will. Don't go back, you won't find them. They've got their own chance to rhyme them. So go and raise the shade, see the day the sun has made. You have all you need today. You have all you need today. The sun is all you need today.
Thank you, Emerson. Musicians. That was lovely. For our closing words today, we have the lyrics from Starting Now by Toad the Wet Sprocket. I've wasted years, won't waste an instant more. I fed my fears with things that haven't happened yet. Hope don't mean you sit there just waiting for the changes. It's fighting for the long shot and getting in the trenches, starting now. All I own is borrowed from my children. I'll leave this world more bright than when I came in. So starting with the next breath, I'll dig a little deeper, live a little kinder, and love a little sweeter, starting now. The best time to change was many years ago. Next best thing is starting where we're at. Heaven isn't waiting if this is all there is. Why wait another minute to trust the heart and live, starting now? Aho.
As our chalice is extinguished this morning, please join in these final words. They are posted in the chat and in the order of service. We extinguish this chalice. I'm sorry? I know. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world until we are together again. Thank you, Henry. Are there any announcements?
Not that I know. You can ask for them.
Are there any announcements? We don't have any in the order of service, but if anybody has any, please feel free to speak up. Oh, the closing hymn. Which is, we're going to do closing hymn 1007 in the teal hymnal. There is a river flowing in my soul. And that'll be our last group activity.
There's a river river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my heart, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my mind, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river flowing in my mind.
All right. Now we go in peace and take peace wherever you go.
One, two, 3.